New fallout in Hollywood. Another actor fired amid allegations of sexual assault. Netflix dropping Danny Masterson from the show The Ranch following accusations of rape from years ago. He joins a growing list in Hollywood facing accusations, then lost film and TV projects. And Amy, I know you have more on all this.
That's right. We know that Masterson was fired on Tuesday by Netflix. The accusations, as you say, go back to the early 2000s when he was starring in the hit sitcom That 70s Show. Well, now Masterson is firing back, and he is fueling the emerging debate about how to treat people who deny accusations against them and have not been charged with a crime.
Danny Masterson, who shot to fame in That 70s Show,
They wouldn't take Anne Murray's greatest hits?
was first publicly accused of sexual assault this past March when 3 women claimed he raped them in the early 2000s. Masterson was never charged with the crime and strenuously denied all the allegations. He continued starring on the Netflix show The Ranch.
That's basically how it goes.
But this morning, Netflix, which already cut ties with 2 of their biggest stars, Kevin Spacey and Louis C.K., after allegations of sexual misconduct, announced they have fired Masterson from The Ranch, telling ABC News Monday was his last day on the show and production will resume in early 2018 without him. Masterson fired back with his own statement, writing, "From day one, I have denied the outrageous allegations against me. Law enforcement investigated these claims more than 15 years ago and determined them to be without merit." The actor adding, "In this country, you are presumed innocent until proven guilty. However, in the current climate, it seems as if you are presumed guilty the moment you are accused."
Fans aren't patient. They're not going to wait for somebody who has been accused by multiple women to actually be charged and convicted before they expect action on the part of studios.
According to a report in the Huffington Post, one woman alleging he forced himself on her at a house party, then choked her when she fought back. The LAPD reportedly investigating, then closing that case back in 2004 after the Church of Scientology, of which Masterson is a lifelong member, allegedly submitted over 50 affidavits in support of the actor. At least one of the cases against Masterson still being investigated, according to the LAPD. Overnight, a Hollywood legend questioning a possible rush to judgment against some of those accused of sexual misconduct. Oscar winner Dustin Hoffman accused by a former intern of lewd comments and inappropriate touching on the 1985 set of the TV movie Death of a Salesman when she was 17. Firing back when questioned by HBO host John Oliver at an event Monday night.
Do you believe the stuff that you read?
I believe what she wrote, yes.
Why?
Because there's no point in her lying.
Well, there is a point in her not bringing this up for 40 years.
Really? Oh, Dusty.
Now, Hoffman maintains he did nothing wrong. When the story first broke, he offered this statement: "I have the utmost respect for women and feel terrible that anything I might have done could have put her in an uncomfortable situation. I am sorry. It is not reflective of who I am." As for Masterson, he emphatically denies the allegations, saying he has never been charged with a crime, let alone convicted of one.
All right, let's continue this conversation, Amy. Let's bring in our chief legal correspondent, Dan Abrams, and former People magazine editor, Larry Hackett. Here we are again. And you heard in Amy's report, Masterson has strongly denied these accusations, and he says, you know, you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, I think that innocent until proven guilty is a little bit of a misunderstood phrase, right? That is what applies in a criminal court when the government has the power to take away your freedom. We intentionally stack the deck in favor of the defendant to say, we're not going to put you in jail unless we can prove this really high standard. That doesn't mean the rest of society has to apply the standard of innocent until proven guilty. It means that the rest of society has to be careful about what they do. They shouldn't just be rash and take action against someone. I think that the challenge for him here is the serial nature of the allegations and the type of allegation. You're not talking about, like Dustin Hoffman, you're talking about allegations of rape, and you're talking about, according to reports, from multiple accusers, and that puts Netflix in a tough spot.
And I'm glad you cleared it up like that, because when there's just so many different cases out there, and this one is, you know, very serious.
And you know, and we in the law always talk about first degree, second degree, third degree. And I think it's important to do that in this context too, which is to say there are the most serious. There's the Harvey Weinstein, right, which involves an enormous number of them, and it includes allegations of sexual assault. And then it goes down from there to the bottom ones, which are inappropriate comments, etc. And I think that the different kinds of allegations have to be treated differently.
Yep. And some of them are starting to fight back, because we saw with Ratner, like he is suing for defamation. Do you think we're going to see more of that?
Well, look, it depends. If they didn't do it, you'll see them suing. The problem with something like Ratner is there are a number of allegations against him, and there's only one person he's going after. It's the serial nature is when it gets these guys into trouble, because then you have to say, Bill Cosby, for example, seems to want to cherry pick at times which ones might not have done it. You either have to say it's all not true, none of it is true, or not.
And Larry, we've seen, though, Hollywood react very swiftly to these allegations and accusations. In part, is this about the fear of losing audiences?
Sure. In the case of Netflix, that's a subscription service, right? It's a new brand. They're trying to get as many customers as they want. They want to be known for their programming, not for having stars who've been accused of sexual assault. So in their particular case, yes, they want to get away from this. Hollywood, these organizations in Hollywood, these big media, the studios and the media organizations, are groping for some kind of bottom line, right? They want some order to this. And like as Dan said, it's sort of floating out there now, and you have incredibly serious criminal charges floating against, what are accusations of bad behavior. They want to see some kind of like floor set and a way to proceed, and right now they don't have that, so they're groping case by case by case, which means we'll be here again talking about it later on.
Yeah, in terms of how to proceed, obviously the goal would be to prevent this type of thing. It seems unreasonable to think they'd be able to do a background check on everyone working on their set, so how do they ensure a safe workplace?
I don't want to use too broad a brush, but the fact of the matter is, in a lot of the cases, most of the cases we're talking about, there are reputations that precede them, right? These are shocking cases, but in a lot of times we kind of know who these individuals are. You can do that, you can make some checks and get ahead of it as best you can right now.
We need to do that.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.